Here we go. Welcome to our training this afternoon. We love to learn and grow together. And I know, guys, it's a major learning curve coming here, learning everything, the back office. It seems like there's always something to learn, right? And we want to help you along the way and to help shorten the learning curve. And there's just a few things that Lisa Danks and I were just talking about. And we thought it'd be great to invite everybody onto a Zoom. For starters, if you don't know me, I'm Stacy Woodford. Welcome to the team. I'm really excited that you're here, that we're all in this together. And we want to support you with what your goals are. So, this is about you and your family and your goals and your dreams. And so, as you guys share those things with us, then we can help you. And um, I want to start off by just mentioning about the power rankers because this is something that I know, you're kind of seeing a lot about that the companies talks about and they recognize for it. And a couple things about it. One, it's a fun thing, okay? We don't want everybody to get kind of like overly concerned about it, okay? Like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not in the power rankers. I'm doing horrible. No, okay, guys, listen. We're going to celebrate everybody's wins, everybody's successes. The power rankers is just a fun thing. And the reason the company even recognizes for power rankers, and it is a cool goal to get in the top 100 because the way they recognize for this is it shows that you have a rounded, stable, solid business. Okay. What it does is it looks at different categories in your business, like subscriptions, like new people on your team, like leadership development. They have all these different categories. And if you want to know what those are, log in to the website, click manage account. So you get to the back office and you scroll all the way down to the bottom of your dashboard. And you'll see a little chart that shows all the different categories for the power rankers. So you can actually see which percentage you are here or where you're good at and where you might need more support or growth in. So it helps you as an independent brand partner to see where you personally need to grow because we're not in competition with each other. Like, guys, I want to see everybody on the power rankers. What's cool is when my name's up there, it just shows that everybody on our team. And when you see Lisa and Melanie and Aunt, like all these different people on our team, these are all rising leaders. So we want to see the rising leaders get their name on. It's just a fun way to celebrate you. I just don't want you guys to get like overly concerned about like, oh man, I'm not doing great if I'm not. Okay, you guys all are, and we're all learning and we're all growing together. So that's my little soapbox moment about the power rankers. Okay. Lisa, did you want to say anything about that?
Well, I was going to say that it's based on 1 week. So
Yeah.
let me just remind you, if you go out there and you bust tail this week and you just happen to like orders start to fall and people you talked to a week or a month or a year ago decide to join and whatever's happening that week, that puts you way up on a power ranking because it really measures what your activity is. So you can at any time turn it on and it just shows who's actually doing the work for that week. Now, if you're there consistently week after week after week, that's clearly showing a pattern, right? And so just to personally compete with yourself, I think is a good thing. Keith used to tell me all the time when, we were married for 24 years, and he used to say, never compete with other people. He'd tell my daughters in sports, never compete with other people, compete against yourself. Because if you compete against other people, you may never actually realize your full potential. So really, if you put your blinders on and you're just looking forward and you're doing what you can do, that's going to sustain you over a long term. Getting in this emotional roller coaster is just a waste of energy and it's going to wear you out and you're just going to need a break. And so really, I just encourage you to Be here for the long haul. Be here. Don't overestimate what you can do in a few months and underestimate what you can do in a year, because look what's happened to the people that have been here a year or 2 years. Significant growth, and we haven't even hit momentum. So really just take that as just kind of food for thought, and just maybe you get a little bit better every time, every week. That's a great way to look at it, so that you can really reach the goals that you want to reach.
Mhm.
And what I wanted to do is, I'm doing a lot of phone calls for a lot of different people. And what we've been realizing is, as Melanie always says, and I love this, is that we've been building an airplane while we're flying in the air. We're all kind of like, we're all looking at each other going, okay, well, what do we do? And maybe we should do this. And okay, that's a great idea. And let's try that. And let's do this. But I really, really now, after being here for a period of time, the clarity that I have is just huge. And I realize what we're doing here is really not that complicated. And it's actually, I think, sometimes made a little bit more confusing. So I just sort of wanted to draw out a little bit of a vision for you, because that's something, like, we've all got our own skills, right? We're all good at different things. And I think that there's a lot of people here that have never been in network marketing before, and a lot of people on my team. And then there's a lot of people that have been in network marketing before, whether it's one company or five companies or all the same company. And what happens is we get stuck in programs where we like, for instance, in an old company I worked in, we had two categories. Well, we had one category. We had something called a consultant, and we had another category called a preferred client. And that was not initially the way it was set up, but it changed to give us that separate category. Well, we have two categories here. We have a brand partner and we have a consumer. They're not the same. They're not the same as the old company. So please try to, when you're looking at this opportunity, look at it like the second child you had, not the first child you had, because they're very different. Child number one is very different than child number two. They're not being raised by the same parent with the same level of education. They're not seeing things the same way, and they're all very, very, very different. So with this opportunity, I really wanted to make sure that you understand one important factor about what we're doing here, and to understand that this is currently what this industry is driving, which is a subscription business. Subscription business is something that we didn't really talk a lot about in my old network marketing business. And it is critical to understand that this is what this business is. It is a subscription business. That is what's going to build your residual income, and that's what's going to get you in the rankings. That's what's going to help you build your optimized legs. That's what's going to keep you sustained over time. So we want to make sure that we are always adding subscriptions. So if we're always adding subscriptions, then how do we actually convert, and how do we get people on subscriptions? Before I go any further, I'm just checking in with Stacy to make
Yeah.
sure that I'm on track.
Well, this is great. So we're really just opening up a discussion, a little dialogue here with everybody. And I want to share an idea with you if you're not aren't currently thinking this way, okay? So Lisa said that this is a subscription-based business. So there's two ways to be on subscription. Either one, you are subscribe and save, and that is a 15% off discount. Now, personally, I don't really sign up people as subscribe and save. I think the company would call that your customer or your preferred customer. But what I always offer is the brand partner account. And what we really need to do is that is a subscription account as well. We have to hold the bar high in the entry to that brand partner account, which is why you hear us talk about the different packages, right? The 4-pack, the 10-pack, and the 30-pack. But even when people are not interested in the business, I still hold the bar high that the entry point is a 200 point order. Okay, so when I say, would you like another box for 167, or you might want to get your own account to save? I don't even offer people a one box entry point to being a brand partner. Okay. It's really like, well, if you want one box, you can get one box. Or if you'd like an account to save, a 4 pack activates that account.
So,
Or a two drop, two advantage package activates the account. And one other thing, Lisa, what we're kind of seeing happening a little bit, I know that challenge, the company just put out, oh, sign up anybody with any order. It's okay, right? Um, and now we're kind of going backpedaling a little bit about it. And you do not want to sign people like when I talk about the account, I'm telling people this is a subscription account. So we don't just sign somebody up and bypass a subscription just to give them a 30% discount. Guys, that's literally a one and done order. They're not a committed customer and you just gave up your discount.
yeah. And the one thing that we were talking about is I just want to walk through this again because I know you've heard Stacy say it. But I want to help you kind of walk through this. The reason that we buy a 30 pack or a 10 pack or a 4 pack when we start, those are packages that we only go over when somebody is looking at an income here. We do not use those packages to talk to a customer. Okay. So separate that. We're upselling. Okay. What that means is we show the 4 pack and we say, this is typically what a customer would do. Why do we say that? The reason we say that is we're kind of showing them that there's better packages and better cost for them with bigger packages. So it's not about saying this is the customer pack, the 4 pack. It's about saying it's an option. We'll meet you where you're at. However, what we're trying to do is show them the best deal, and that's called upselling. It's like saying, do you want French fries with your hamburger? Okay. On the other side of it, if you have somebody that is bought a box from you, which Stacy taught me how to do this. This is why I've sold more than 4 30 packs myself right in the beginning. That's why people are duplicating that. The reason why we always want to make sure that we're getting our retail profit and we're protecting our retail profit with the first box. We literally are offering a 33% discount right off the rip. We are buying these products in bulk. We're putting our hard-earned money out there in front to get them that discount. They can't get that on their own. So we're already saving them 33%. So don't discount yourself any more than the 167 because it would cost them 203 at a minimum to get it off the website. So once you sell that first box, within 7 days to 10 days, we're asking, first of all, somebody asked me to put this in there. Make sure that when you put your box in the little baggie and you put your label on it, that you put a little note in there that says, let me know when you receive your box, or however you want to say it. But the idea is to let them know that you got it. Then the ticker starts. Now they receive the box with a renew or a hydrate stick inside, whatever sample of product that you want, which is what Stacy did for me. I duplicate exactly what she tells me to do, and it's worked. And so that shows them we have other products. That stimulates conversation. So when I ask them, tell me your wins, sending that little text that is on the boards that Stacy gave me, what happens then is I'm asking them for positive feedback. I'm not asking them for a lot of conversation. I'm not asking them for their opinion, how it's going, how's it working for you, do you like it? All I'm asking is tell me your wins. I'm looking for positives. That's intentional because that comment now is going to bring positive comments. Then my job is to love on them, ask them to watch a drop talk while they're using the drops. It's non-threatening. Ask them to listen maybe to a Ray Strand video on lots of other products in cellular nutrition. Based on what you know about them, based on your conversation about what their wins are, they've got the next couple weeks to get familiar with products. However, the next follow-up would then be, would you like me to send you another box for 167, or would you like to shop and save? Okay. This is where the converting is going to happen. Now, let's just say, I'm just for devil's advocate, you sign them up and get them on subscription or as a brand partner. Because let's say you don't want to have stock, or you don't have stock, or maybe that's just the way you want to do business. You get to do business the way you want. But let's just say you do that. You sign them up and you get them a 2-pack or a 4-pack or whatever it is. They get 200 points, but you don't get them on subscription. First of all, you reduce the price of their product less than what you could sell it for. You're cutting out your retail profit, but not only are you cutting out your retail profit, you're going to duplicate that in your organization, and you're going to take money out of the pockets of your brand partners. So Stacy, I remember, shared with me when I was going to sell 4 boxes. I wanted, after the first box was out, I never said they needed them for 90 to 120 days until after they had the first box. Why? Because I wanted them to get a win. I don't want returns. I don't want people, I want them to get the box. I want to follow the system. Then I want to tell them 90 to 120 days. When they get their excitement about 90 to 120 days, that's when I'm going to get them on subscription. They've already exposed themselves to other products. Now I've got one conversion and I've got a customer for life. I know what their goals are and I can move on. I don't have to be massaging them for months and months and months. I don't have to worry about returns. I've got a customer who's ready to be on it for 90 to 120 days, who's now on subscription. That system is set up to protect us for retail. It's set up to protect us to build brand partners. Doesn't matter if they want to earn or not. We don't know who's going to make money and who's not, right? We have people that start as a brand partner and they're 6 months later, they're not going to be doing it. We have other people that sign up as a customer, as a brand partner, and they don't decide to build the business. So I'm going to turn it to Stacy, because what I want Stacy to do is tell me, Stacy, what happens if I sign somebody up and they're a brand partner and they're loving the drops? Maybe they're on some other products. And 6 months to a year from now, they say, I want to build a business. Have I
Okay.
screwed them over?
No, no. So one other thing about a 200 point order is that uh, you're not commission eligible without a minimum of a 200 point order. So your account is not active, right? But even with a customer, I hold the bar high for that because I don't give them an option. It's either buy 167 or here's the entry point to being able to save 30% off. Now, I think I've maybe once or twice in the whole time I've been here signed somebody up with one box. I really like that is a literal last resort situation. If somebody's just like, I literally cannot do, I can't eat or something, right? I don't even offer it as an option to people because I know I want them to be activated, right? We know that if they come in with a 200 point order and they're a customer, they're more committed as well, and they're gonna, use more products. So, where was I going with that, Lisa? I
The,
forget
well,
now.
the one thing that I wanted to say is, so let's just say you feel like if somebody just wants one product, okay,
Yeah,
and they don't want the 4-pack, they don't necessarily know
good
they want to
point.
be on subscription.
Here's what
Well,
I do.
huh?
I don't sign them up, guys.
Right. So you
Yeah.
so you can give them a one-time discount
Mhm.
using your code, and they can go on and they can shop and get a 15% discount. But let me be really clear that you all understand one very significant point. If you sign somebody up as a customer and they get a 15% discount, or you sign them up as a brand partner and they get a 30% discount, what are the chances that 30% discount is going to shop more with the bigger discount because they can get more products for less money? A 15% discount is not that big of a deal, but you're not making an extra profit center on the extra amount of money. You are getting the same amount of commission, whether they get a 15% discount or a 30% discount. So you're not helping your customer by getting them on a 15% discount. You're helping your customer by getting them on a 30% discount. You're helping your brand partners, you're helping your business, and you're helping the people that want to make money in your organization.
Yeah, so if they don't want to do a 200 point order, but they want to try some things and they're not ready for a subscription, every single one of us has a promo code in the back office. If you log in, click manage account, and then at the three bars, click on the three bars at the top left, you'll see one of the options is promo code. Now, guys, don't just hand out your promo code because it doesn't go away. You'll say, you know what? I can do a one-time 15% off order for you to try some things if that's what you'd like to do. So that's kind of a fallback position if they're like, oh, maybe I want some protein powder, or I want, they want to try a few things, but they're not ready for a subscription yet. I take the order. I take the order and I take their credit card information. I place the order with a one-time 15% off order. Okay,
And
back to the question that
let
Lisa had.
Stacy, let me
Yeah.
just finish that part. When you put that order in, you go in, you log into your account, you put the product in your cart. When you check out, it's going to ask you for a promo code, just like if you were ordering from Amazon or Nordstrom's or some internet Instagram ad, no different. You put the
Mhm.
promo code in, and that's how you get that discount. And the other
Hold on a
the
second. You
yeah.
actually do not log in. You go
Oh,
to
I'm sorry.
your
No, you
link
don't. Yes, you're
and
right.
you
Because
do
then it
not log
has your
in
discount.
because you want the retail price in the cart.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Thank you for that. But you just go on like the regular partnercode.com. It'll say you're shopping with Stacy Woodford, you're shopping with Lisa Danks, your URL. And then you click on shop, put it in the cart, put your promo code in, and you check out and ship it to them with their credit card. Correct? So that's a great way for you to expose them to other products, even while they're using the drops. Okay, I just wanted to finish that one piece out.
Okay, and then just finishing up the discussion about the brand partner, and what if they decide down the road that they want to do this and they've already missed the first four Fridays? And here there's a couple options. Number one, the company periodically, since I've been here, it's like a couple times they've done it. So maybe a couple times a year, they open up the window that someone can earn ultimate if they're not at ultimate, which is top pay. The other option is to place a 1,500 point order, like to buy a 30 pack. We can call and ask for them to make an exception to get somebody to ultimate if they're willing to do that.
So really, it's the same as if they started their business to begin with and got ultimate. But one of the things I think is important to understand is just right now with this trip to Maui and this extra lifestyle points that they're offering. When they do the specials like this, if you are actively selling your boxes out of your stash and you are teaching your team to do the same thing, that is going to be QV or PV, personal volume, coming into your organization that not only gives you ability to win trips and awards and whatever, income, even new partner brand partner bonuses, but that's where you can put these orders underneath people in your organization that need the volume. This is something that is so special and unique to this company because in other companies you can't just do that. You can't just place orders. You end up losing money, you end up losing generations, you do not benefit. But because this is really a unified type payout program and the way there's no breakaways, that we're able to really help people. So you can find out who's where in what part of your organization, and you can place that order under somebody that needs it. And
As
so,
long as you've personally sponsored them, you
yeah,
can give them credit when you're in the checkout.
yeah.
Mhm.
So that's another way that you can do that. So right now, if you have somebody that needs to get to Ultimate and you need to add a 10 pack and they're 500 QV away from hitting Ultimate, you've got the ability to help them, right? So having that retail profit center for yourself and teaching and training that is a big difference in how we build income for our friends, because everybody can make money right from the get-go, where you may not be as fast at recruiting, or you may not be adding as many brand partners at first, but you can make money even if it's 3 boxes a week. You can make money right now when you use that system of growth for
Yeah,
the.
and I just want to encourage you too, if you have done the 30-day the marketing campaign that it's called social posts in boards, if you have done that already and you it's been a while, do it again. Okay, guys. I literally started it again when Billy decided to start that new Telegram boosting group that's only for those posts specifically from the 30 days. The you're only allowed to put those posts in that Telegram group, and you have to comment on 12 other people's posts if you're going to put your link in there. And I'm telling you what, I've had people reach out like I was in a lull myself. I've had people reach out to me multiple times since I started that campaign again. So I did see that Ann had a question, Ann Taylor. If you have a question or a comment, can you guys raise your hand and we can open it up for discussion now?
This is, I might be just stirring up the hornet's nest. Okay. I'm going to just say it straight out. But I have preferred clients. I have preferred customers that have been single box droppers who then signed up for a subscription. What I absolutely love about it is that volume floats from leg to leg where I need it most. And I feel like that really emphasizes the comp plan. Now, I'm not trying to, as I said, I don't want to stir up the hornet's nest here. But what I'm saying is I have quite a few that are not interested in the business. They've said it.
Mhm.
Great. So I then move them to a preferred customer where they've signed up as a subscription. They're getting the products at a price that they feel is, comp is good for them. And my volume floats. So that's just where all of a sudden I'm like, oh, God, I'm struggling with this all of a sudden is I feel like a winner. Like I feel like winner, winner, chicken dinner over here because I've got,
You should keep doing it, Anne. I think people can do what they want to do. If you want to sign up preferred customers, go for it. I don't want to talk down to anybody that's doing that because you can really do, run your business the way you want to. And if you feel like that's awesome and people are winning and they're liking that, then do it. Sure.
but I
Absolutely.
but I think the critical point is asking if they're interested in the income side of things first, right? And
Yes.
if they're not, then you convert them to the subscription of just the drops, and then you bring in the other products when they're willing to hear about more, right?
I
Because
think the question is, do you want to keep making retail profit? Like if you don't have boxes in your stash, you're out and you want to start, you don't have very many and you just want them on a preferred
yeah.
customer subscription. So you're not sending stuff out. You do lose that retail income. So it's really up to the individual brand partner. Do you want to still make, if someone runs out of drops and you're still helping them while they're using the drops, sending out a box every time? That's up to you what you think is best. So I think it's great if you like that and you feel like that's a great solution for your customers.
Does anybody
You're,
else have another question?
This is what I was going to say real quick is that I didn't have a whole that I was running out of bulk orders, out
yeah,
of bulk product. And so
yeah.
that was simple for me. And this is what interesting. Today, Melanie and I had a three-way with someone who's on her second subscription of drops. She was not interested in the business at first, but yet here is our second subscription that's come through. I followed back around, asked, and then we had a three-way today. So that's what's happening here with my preferred customer subscriptions, is that they're
Yeah, I
getting
think that's a
on.
great option if you don't want stash on hand or you don't
Or
have
I didn't
anything.
have it. Right. I
Yes.
ran I ran out. And so it was just simple. But I think that, and I appreciate, Stacy, that you said, because you're right, there's a million ways to skin a cat, right?
Mhm.
That we can run this business anyway. But thank you for just acknowledging that it's right now money versus a
That's
subscription.
right. And you get to choose, right? So
Yeah.
like I just am trying to protect the pocketbooks of the brand partners as far as like, gosh, you do make the most money this way with the bulk stash. But if you don't want to do that yet, you can do subscribe and save 15% off. Guys, every once in a while I have somebody that can't pay me cash, okay? They just don't have the money. And so what do I do with that situation? Either sign them up, subscribe and save, or give them a one-time 15% off order with their promo code, with your promo code for them to try it at 15% off and use their credit card. So we want everybody to be able to be on the drops. If they don't have Venmo or Zelle cash handy, we can do a one-time order with our promo code or just simply sign them up for subscribe and save because we recommend they use the drops a minimum of 90 to 120 days anyways, right? So if you do subscribe and save, it's going to keep coming to them. And your follow up is the key to the process to then converting them to a brand partner along the way. Jessica?
I think clarity also around if they are on subscription, which I did in the beginning, they do not have the option, like in our previous company, to upgrade to brand partner. They have
Correct.
to have a whole new account set up at that point. So I don't know if that's something you want to
That's a
touch on.
good thing. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So if they are a
Yeah.
preferred customer, you actually have to cancel the subscription and you just cancel it. That and then you don't have to call Partner Co and delete the account or anything like that. You just simply cancel the subscription and then enroll them as a brand partner. That's all you have to do is enroll them for the 29.95, and that's their going forward subscription and account.
Now, one thing that we talked about this morning was the subscription. You know, who here is not comfortable with subscription? You've never sold subscriptions before. You're really not comfortable with asking somebody to do that when they're just starting new products. Does anybody have that issue?
I
I
think
just
quite a few people are.
Okay.
Let's be real.
So
Let's
yeah,
talk
being
about that.
honest, because that took me a little bit getting used to. And one of the things that I think is important, go on the internet and go order makeup or perfume or collagen or whatever it is. And when you go on there, you're going to see very much the same setup that PartnerCo has. You log in or you click on the product, it puts it out on the screen, and then it says one-time purchase, retail price. Subscription, so much discount. Every single human being out there buying products right now off the internet is doing that. Like there's like that is a very natural thing. So it is good to get comfortable with the idea that we are not doing something to them. We're helping them get the product at a big discount, which is what most people would rather do, is to save money. So
Yeah, and just real,
30%
can I
off.
interrupt here real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
The one way that I talk about the account is I just tell people the way to save here is to be on subscription. That's how you get the savings. And
Yeah,
everybody's familiar with that. So if
yeah,
you say the way to save is to be on subscription, they know that's how they're going to get a discount.
yeah. So does anybody have any particular questions, or have I confused anybody? Um, I did want to mention that just the first 30 days, they connect with you, you ship a box out. You send a photo of the label back to them, let them know it's shipped. Why is that a good idea? I got that idea from Stacy. That gives you more of a pickleball response with your customer. Okay. You're going back and forth, back and forth. You're building a relationship. You're sending a picture. They're like, thank you so much. It's like, ooh, that was just a nice customer servicing that was easy to do. They're not wondering if it's shipped or if they've sent Venmo and you're actually going to send them product. Then they're going to get that little card. They're going to say, I got the product today. They're excited. Boom. Now you're going to send what they need to do and get them on the Facebook group and make sure they know how to use it. And, that same little cut and paste thing. Then 7 to 10 days, tell me your wins. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to send you, what are some of your health goals? Oh, I'm so glad you're sleeping better, this and that. I'm going to send you some information on Renew. I'm loving Noni and Moa. Can I send some information on that? So let them get familiar. Let them get on a drop talk. Really love on them during that 30 days. And then you ask them pretty quickly, when are they ready for you to ship them another box? So that's when the conversion happens. You've sort of earned the right at that point. You've got them excited. They're getting wins. And now the conversion. You don't have to drag it out, is my point, over the next 4 or 5 months. You can move right on and you can get a customer that's happy, subscribed, and next on to the next. You don't have to follow them. You don't have to be their health guru. You don't have to give them every single, like if they're going to the bathroom too much or they're this or that, you don't have to figure that out. You're not, that's not our job. Our job is to help facilitate them to get these products and get them the information that they need. But we're not health coaches. And that's
Yeah.
what we're brand partners. So I
So-
want to separate that because if you have that skill set, that's really great. But a lot of people won't want to do what you're doing if they don't have the ability to coach people through their journey on losing weight. And I hope that makes sense to you. I know I'm very direct. And I hope that you understand. That's just my tone. But I'm just trying to help you kind of cut through a lot of the feelings of like I should be doing this more. I should be doing that more, and focus on the things that are actually going to help you make money. Because is there anybody on here? I'm really seriously asking. Is there anybody on here that is doing this just because they want to help people get healthy? Just that's the only reason. You don't care about a penny. You'll donate every single bit of your money to charity. Is anybody out there at all like that? The reason I say that is the reason that we're doing this. And don't forget, your brand partners are here because they need to make money. So yes, we have a vehicle of health and wellness. We have something that will make a difference, but don't lose the whole mission, which is to help your brand partners not have to worry about their finances, not have to be stressed out that they can't afford to do this business. They need to make money so they can stay here, so they can leave their day jobs, so that they can actually make this work. And that's why we want to protect their profit. That's why we want to protect your retail profit. That's why we don't want you chasing people down for months trying to get somebody on subscription. Take it right off the top. And let's go to Valerie or Melanie.
Okay. Hey, just real quick,
just
before I know where the time is ticking here, so I want to get these questions answered as well. But I just want to say, guys, make sure you're following up at least 2 times in the first week, at least 2 times in the first week when someone starts the drops. We also know, like Lisa mentioned, I actually tape a stick of like Max 2.0 or Renew or something. I put tape a stick to the top of the box every single time I send something out, because I do want to start introducing them to more things, because I know that the more products they get on, they're actually going to get results quicker. They're going to get more results. They're going to be happier with their results. So I want to start that introduction right away, which is why we're talking about asking them what their health goals are so we know how to recommend. Elizabeth did ask in the chat, when you say subscriptions are how you save, are you just talking about brand partners? No, I mean, there's subscribe and save, that's 15% off. But literally, guys, when you buy a box of drops, if it's subscribe and save, it's $150 plus shipping and tax. It actually usually ends up being more than what we sell it for. We sell it for $167. Usually with shipping and tax, it ends up being like $170 or something like that. So that is 15% off. They can be unsubscribe and save 15% off for anything. It could be protein powder, whatever. But the brand partner is just a 30% discount. Okay, real quick, let's open up to Reese.
Hi, just going back to the subscription again. So when someone says, uh, we're trying to save them money, but then when you talk about being on subscription, their objection is they don't want to be locked into auto ship, or they don't know if they
You're cutting out. So they don't want to be locked in. So when I talk about the account as a subscription account, when I talk about, you can get a 200 point order, that activates your account. And the subscription is how you save. A subscription is how you actually get an ongoing 30% off. So if a subscription is canceled, they don't get 30% off anymore. It's not like a one-time fee and you have 30% off forever. It's literally based on you having an active subscription. So what I tell them is, a 4-pack will activate your account, and a subscription is how you save ongoing, and that can be edited at any time. And so when I say it like that, they know they can log in. I can't control what people do. If they're not interested in the business, they don't have to be on a 100-point subscription. As long as they have a minimum of one item on subscription, that gives them ongoing 30% off. If they ever have to push it out for some reason, they can still do that. If they have an active subscription, even if the date changes for some reason, they're still going to get 30% off. If they stop the subscription and decide they want to shop again, all they have to do is get a subscription again and they'll be activated for 30%. Okay, Val.
Okay. I'm using Brenda's the follow-up form, and I'm getting all that information right from the get-go, right? Like the very first day they start. So I'm asking, so that's basically we're talking about their health goals and everything else at that point. So I'm wondering if I should not be doing that because, as Lisa was saying, I don't remember where she said it. Like on week 2, when you're getting ready to talk about their next box of drops, start talking about their health goals. Health goals. I've been doing it from the beginning. So should I be changing that?
Is it working?
Well, I don't have customers with wins.
Okay, so here's I don't think there's a right or wrong. For me, I want them to get the box of drops first, and I want to see what the drops do. I don't want to put any preconceived ideas into their head. That's the other reason that I will tell somebody you don't necessarily have to have your own testimony to start this business, because you may have lost 5 pounds. Your friend may not lose any. Your friend may lose 10 pounds. You didn't lose 5. So we all have different experiences on the drops. But I feel like for me, it's just the way that I do it, following the tell me your wins. I haven't gotten into the health evaluation until I get them on the drops, because I feel like they're a little bit more understanding of what they're doing and open to it. It's just a little bit more, it's just a little bit, I think it's a little bit less stressful for me selfishly. I want the order and I want to be done. I don't want any conversation because I don't want to talk myself out of a sale. So I give them very little information. The drops are pretty simple to understand. I want them on it and move forward. But that's just me, and that's what I have success with.
Okay, maybe I will alter what I'm doing and try it another way.
But let us know. Let us know. Again, this is our own business, guys. So as Stacy said, hey, if that's working, the rest of us are going to follow along, right? So let us know how it goes.
Okay.
Melanie?
Val.
Okay, let me take my hand down. You guys, thank you so much. So Elizabeth and I were chit-chatting. She doesn't have her voice, so I'm going to say this for the both of us. So I think what the overall goal, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, just the overall goal is let's sell a box of drops. Elizabeth, text me if I'm not answering your question. The overall goal, sell a box of drops, week, 10 days to 2 weeks. Hey, you're going to, love on them, what's your wins, all that. And then, hey, you're going to need another box of drops. We go to that converting verbiage. You can either buy a box from me or you can shop and save. What shop and save? Or maybe they say buy another box, whatever. What shop and save? Can I ask you a question? Are you interested in the income side of this at all? Regardless, you got to hop on a call with them. You guys chime in if I'm not flowing right. You got to hop on a call to tell them about the shop and save, which is brand partner account. Elizabeth, this is where you and me have been confused. It's a brand partner account, the shop and save. Or you're going to talk to them about the business. I'm not interested at that this time, maybe later, Melanie. Okay, let me tell you about the shop and save. And Stacy, thank you for the verbiage. The way you save here is to get on a subscription. And then Stacy, you guys and Lisa, you're reserving that account for a 200 point order. So Elizabeth, the goal is to get everybody on brand partner account, even though they're not going to do the business. And at that time, go ahead and set them up on subscription, even if it's just one product, which I did not know that. That's a cool thing. Do I have that right? I'm trying to tie this up with a
I
pretty
think
little
what I
bow.
would do is if they literally are adamant about not doing, they don't want to do, they say they can't do a 4-pack or they can't do 2 drops and 2 renew. I personally will just put them on subscribe and save 15% off. That's what I would do.
Okay, so that's your fallback. If they
That's a
can't get on
fallback, yeah.
a
Because I'm
4-pack,
really holding
okay.
the bar and the value around the account. That here's the entry point, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's
Okay.
somebody that wants to do the business and they really have a hunger and a desire and they literally can't do that, am I going to turn them down? No, I'm not going to turn them down to get a brand partner account. Okay. But I'm going to let them know that they're not commission eligible without a 200 point order.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
just kind of had a little gray area between brand partner subscription versus shop and save. So your fallback is shop and save, but the goal is brand partner because they get the 30% discount and we're still making 15% base commission,
Yeah.
correct?
The fallback is subscribe and save. That's what it says on the website is
Yeah.
subscribe and save. And that's what 15% off is.
And I think there was a little bit of, and I'm cautious of time here. I think there was a little bit of confusion on, well, if we sign people up as brand partner, then we've just lost that commission. But no, we have not, because
No.
You make a new volume bonus
new
on
volume
New
bonus
money.
brand
and
partner.
base commission, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you guys, we're not losing, those of you that's on my team, we're not losing any money by brand partner, them getting a deeper discount, which we want, uh,
You'll
than
get a
to
new
put them on
volume
shop and
bonus, yes, and you will get
save.
15% if they're on your pay line. But what you won't get is if you tell them that it's an option not to be on subscription. Like I don't even give them an option, like it is a subscription account. So
Okay,
if you're not on subscription, what you're losing out on is ongoing income, right?
okay.
You're losing out on every 4th Saturday that subscription is going to run and you're going to get money. One more thing, because I know we're running out of time. You mentioned, Melanie, really good point. No matter whether they're interested in the business or not, it's like best case if you can get on the phone with them. Like they're like, no, I'm not interested in the income side of this. That's okay, right? We still want to chat with them and explain how the discount works. So if I say, would you like another box for 167? Or you might want to get your own account to save. They always ask, what's the account to save? And I say, do you have any? I follow up every time with, do you have any interest in the income side of this at all? I don't care what they say. If it's yes, no, anything, I'm going to say, hey, let's connect for a few minutes. I can explain that. And I
Whether it's
talk
the
to
income
them.
side or the shop and
Yes.
save. Okay,
I
yeah,
want
got
to
it.
talk to them because it's going to help me build that relationship and get to know what they really want. either A, I'm going to get them on more products because I'm going to help them with their health goals. Or B, they might actually end up being interested in the income after our conversation because I like listened to them. I cared about them. I heard them. I empathize with them. I asked them if they have questions. And they see that I'm here for them and I'm a support to them. And then I actually will ask them again, are you sure you're not interested in the income side of this at all? If they've given me a flat out no. And we had a conversation at the end of it. I will say that again. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so nice. Your friends are going to start asking you about this product. Are you sure you're not interested in making additional income? And you can ask them casually because you literally made that connection on the phone. So, guys, set up the call. As soon as they say, I'm not interested in the business or I am, say, hey, let's connect for a few minutes. Can you talk tonight or is tomorrow better? Give them an option. Is today or tomorrow better? So, set up the time. And then what you do is bring one of your upline leaders in. So if Melanie's your leader, hey Melanie, this gal's interested in the discount or she's interested in the business. Can you get on the phone with me for 15 minutes at this time? Right? We want to bring in the third party because the third party person is what's going to seal the deal and help you enroll that person, whether it's a business or a customer.
That makes
That's
sense.
excellent.
Thank you.
That's excellent, Stacy. And Jessica just asked, is that when you bring the third or three-way call in after you chat briefly? And I think
No, I do the
think that,
three-way right away.
yeah, just three-way right away. And I think the quicker the better. So what happens a lot
That's
of times is we'll get a response from somebody, right? We're texting, we may be busy having dinner, doing whatever we're doing, and then all of a sudden somebody like, oh yeah, I'm actually interested, or yeah, I can get on the phone and chat. And you're like, and then you try to schedule it 2 days out. Try
so
to
what you
do it
do is
in the moment because that is
yeah.
critical because the next day that person's on to something else. So you might have to step out for a minute, 2 seconds, just make that contact, make that connection as best you can in that moment, or don't respond until you have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and so the way you bring the third person in is you set up the call first just with them. You set it up. Hey, when can you chat for 10 minutes? Is today or tomorrow better for you? Give them an option, set up the time that works. And then when you get ready to make the call, you can say something like, hey, I wanted to invite my friend because she's so much better explaining this than me. So she's going to help me explain the discount, or she's going to help me explain the account to you. Or if it's someone about the business, she knows a whole lot more about the business side of this, the income side of this than I do. So she's going to help explain it. It's just very casual. We keep it very casual. And that's how you can bring someone in once you have the call set up. So I know this is like a lot of information, guys, but we really want to help you through, all these questions and things as you're getting started and as you're growing your business. So I know
And
we're
fit
coming up on the hour here.
personality. Fit the personality too. If Stacy's personality is better, or you have a sideline, even a sideline, it's just that third person that's giving you that ability to deflect a little bit, so you don't have to speak directly to your prospect. I mean, I can talk to prospect all day long, but I don't do as nearly as good of a job if it's my prospect. I get nervous, I overtalk, I tell them too much information, I beg them, I plead, I cry. I mean, I do all the things. And then, get somebody like Stacy on and she's like, all right, let me go over this chart with you. Blah, 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 blah. Boom, done. And you can do a three-way call better for somebody than you can probably do your own prospect. So don't be
It's just
afraid to
human
use them.
nature. People
Yeah,
always need
just
to hear
don't
it
be
from
afraid.
somebody else.
It's not that you aren't credible. It's
Yes.
that you're using the system, because here's the other thing. They're going, oh, thank God, she's got support. I wouldn't have to do this myself. They'd help me do it. That's huge. If you're not using three-way calls and you bring in somebody, then they won't use three-way calls and you'll lose that whole duplication. So use them even if you don't need them.
Okay, and just I see one question in the chat here. Anne said, is a 200 beat TPV, can that be cumulative in a couple of orders? Are you talking about a brand partner, Anne, or are you okay, so they're not considered active without 200 points. So they can't make money If they're wanting to make money, they won't be able to make commission from the company without a 200 point order. Can it be placed at two different times? Yeah, it can, but they won't be active. Mm-hmm.
So once they do the 200 points, then they kick in as active in that first 4 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we want to get them to ultimate, not just to active. We want to
Yes.
get them to the
Yes.
1,500 points ultimate so they're at top pay forever. That's what we really want to
Yeah.
help people do in the
But
first 4 Fridays.
I do want to say one thing about the amount of money when you're talking to somebody. If you have people that truly need to make money, you're doing them a favor by getting them the 30% discount, not the 15% discount. They're spending more money. So you have a lot of people in your network that don't really want to buy products. They're too expensive for them at this point, but they would really like to be able to afford to make money to be able to get their products. So we have to be thinking like that abundant mindset. We have to be thinking about the upside of this because that's really what we're trying to do is help people. And so in order to help them, yeah, it's scary. You have to take a leap of faith, but you guys know you're here. You see it working. You see that this is a huge opportunity and that they can get their money back. So encourage them, and you don't have to make promises, but just give them the information so they can make an educated decision. Try not to judge them before, they make their own choice is basically what I'm saying. Because I'm shocked all the time that people that will and people that won't.
Okay, guys, this has been so good. I'm curious, has this been helpful? Hey, has this answered a lot of questions? Please let us know.
Yes,
We
yes,
kind
yes,
of talked
yes.
about a lot of stuff today. It was kind of like a lot, so I get that. We're not trying to overwhelm. We just want to help you guys learn stuff. So if you guys can unmute and please say yes if it helped you, let us know.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes,
Somebody
it
said yes
did.
that it helped.
Did
Okay.
anybody walk away confused? Okay. Okay, good. Because what I don't want to do is derail everything that Stacy's taught me to do. I hope that I am exactly teaching the same thing. And that's my goal. So I mean, I want to make sure you know that I am not deviating. I am like blinders on and going. And she's a great leader. So we really are very fortunate.
Thank you for your leadership, Lisa. We're all better together. We all need each other and we all have different skills and abilities. So I appreciate locking arms with you and all the leaders on this team. And I'm looking forward to having other people share. Like I want to hear Melanie share how you're doing direct approach to reach out about the business. Let's talk about that next time, guys. There's leaders here having incredible success doing different things. So let's have more conversations going forward. Okay.
One thing before we close. Okay, the millionaire mindset coaching that's happening. I just want to explain a little bit to you guys what that is. If you bring somebody into the business and they go ultimate and they get two people that are brand partners,
With 200 point orders.
right, with Activate 200 points minimum, you get to enroll in this mentorship program. And I will tell you, I've only gone to one last Wednesday. They're on Wednesday nights. They're all recorded. There's a separate Facebook page. This brings your new people and yourself, if you're not qualified yet, to that starting block. You are in business, you have two people, you're ultimate, you're max pay, and now you are learning all this mindset training. And this mindset training is really valuable because most of the time it's not how much somebody signs up with or whether you have a preferred client or a customer or whatever. It's the roller coaster ride between our ears. And it's the frustrations that we carry every single day with trying to keep ourselves on track. So that kind of coaching, I've never seen a company do this type of coaching.
It's free. Mhm.
It's incredible. So all you have to do is enroll. Ask your upline or the person that enrolled you. Get it, and if you don't get it this week, you don't have two people, that's okay. When you do get to Ultimate, when you do get those two people, register and just make that part of your brand partner job here with us, is that you're going to learn this mindset. And you don't have to watch it on Wednesday nights. You can plug in at any time, but it's just free and it's for you. And it's to help you get so good at doing this that you find it fun and you find it enjoyable, and it's not heavy and it's not taxing. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's what I want for every single one of us, is fun. That's the only reason I'm doing this, and money, fun and money. Thank
We'll
you for
leave it at
letting me
that.
share.
Let's
Thank you
leave
for letting me help.
Absolutely. Let's leave it at that, guys. We're over the hour. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys.
Thank you
Thank you,
both.
Stacy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.